Round 21 teams, let's do it. Straight away, we're seeing Mitch Moses, Olakwatu, Payne Haas, and Bronson Cherry all look like they're being named, so that is a nice start. What fucking curveballs are we going to get thrown this week? For the Roosters and Storm, so we've got Sandon and Sam Walker in the halves, but we do have Hugo Savala in jersey 22. So they may just be giving him until match day to pop him in for Sandon, because it does look like they prefer Savala at 6. So if you are a Sandon Smith owner still, I wouldn't get too excited just yet. He might play, but yeah, I wouldn't be putting all your chips on him. For the Storm, Tyron Wishart will start at 5'8", with Cameron Munster being given time off for his father's funeral. Fair enough, Munster. This little Munster Wishart combination I've got going at 5'8" has been so good. There's been a couple of unexpected games with Cameron Munster out and Wishart's come in and started. It's a mega pod. I haven't got any massive scores out of him. It just feels good that if Munster doesn't play, I've just got the guy that will replace him anyway. So, pretty happy with that. Nass is suspended. Kane Bradley and Bronson Garlick are the new faces on the bench for Craig Bellamy. Pappenhausen remains sidelined. So, I feel like people were pretty quick to catch on to the fact that Paps was not good. If you do still have him now, it is a definite sell. Bellamy likes to rest his guns at the end of the year, and if they are carrying any kind of niggle, then they are going to be the first to get rested and the most likely. So, time to get rid of Pappenhausen. He has been scoring a little bit underwhelming lately anyway, just kind of around the 60 sort of benchmark. So you can upgrade him to Dylan Edwards. If you want to go something potty, you could go Hammer, because he's been on fire lately as well. So I think that's all the relevance for that game. Cowboys and Dragons. The loss of Tao Lungi pushes Braden Burns out to the wing while Jackson Purdue returns to the centres and Thomas Duffy comes in at 5'8". Derby's been recalled on the other wing, so Jackson Paulo makes way. In the pack, Bateman is back, so Harrison Edwards pushes up to prop to replace Thomas McKaylee. So a lot of movement happening at the Cowboys, none too relevant. Maybe Jackson Purdue would be one of the higher owned ones there. If you do have Purdue, he is better in the centres than he is in the halves, so that's good for you, but I'm not keen on any of the Cowboys outside of Drinkwater, even when they're performing really shit. Drinkwater's been getting some respectable scores, so if they do manage to get their shit together and start scoring some points, I think Drinky could really go huge, but they're a long way from there, so we'll move on. Broncos Eels. Blues prop Payne Haas returns after being rested following Origin 3. Huge. That would have fucked over everybody that's got Payne Haas, which is fucking majority of players. So that's good news all round. While winger Jesse Arthurs plays his first game since round 17, having recovered from a rib injury. Not very relevant for Supercoach, but good on him. Corey Jensen is also back on deck and joins Kobe Hetherington, Billy Walters, and Gashevsky on the interchange. Cool, whatever. Eels, a huge in for the Eels with star Mitch Moses back on deck after 4 games out with a calf injury. Was it only 4 games that he was out? Fuck, it felt like ages. Dean Hawkins moves to 5'8", and Joash Papali'i slides to fullback to replace Isaiah Iongi. Will Penasini returns from suspension in the centres, so Bailey Simonson drops to the reserves. Luca Moretti has been added to the bench. Knights-bound player Dylan Brown is part of the extended squad. So a lot going on with the Eels. Mitch Moses is a pretty relevant talking point with the movement around halfbacks at the moment. He is coming back from injury. The Eels haven't been great, so it is a bit risky, but we do know that Moses is a gun and he's going to link up with Lomax, and you would expect the Eels to improve massively from here. And I do think the return of Mitch Moses obviously benefits Lomax himself, so makes him more of a buy too if you're not on him yet. So this Joash Papali'i to fullback to replace Iongi is interesting me. I'm just going to check. Isaiah Iongi, round 25. That's very interesting. Let's go have a look at Joash. Is Papali'i not in the game? Yeah, there he is. Okay. Okay, unfortunately, Joash is only available at fullback, so not really too exciting. He is basement price, and he does have a decent break even, but not having a duel there. Centre wing, there was probably a play there, but probably not at fullback. So a lot going on for the Eels there. Moses is back, that's good for him, good for Lomax. Anyone out there with Iongi and Pappenhausen, you've got some moves to make this week. I probably wouldn't want to hold on to Iongi until round 25, it's a while away, so I would suggest moving both him and Pappenhausen on if you need to. Warriors, Titans. Chance Nickel-Clockstad returns from a knee injury, so Tane Tuapiki moves to 18th man in the only change. That's a shame. I wish they could find a way to fit Tuapiki in when they are full strength, because he's fucking a weapon. If I was a bottom 8 team, I'd be sniffing out for his signature. For the Titans, just one change to Hasler's side with the skipper Tino replaced by Cleese. A new look bench with a bunch of blokes we don't care about. David Fafita has re-aggravated an ankle injury and Khan Pereira has been overlooked. What the fuck? Oh, dude. Desi's in the pressure cooker and he's fucking crumbling. Khan Pereira overlooked? I haven't watched enough of the Titans to know if he's like a defensive liability or something, but like, it's kind of a similar argument to Saab. Like, what he gives you in attack is so fucking valuable and irreplaceable, so. Yeah, fuck. Poor Titans. What a shit show. Then we got the Penrith Panthers versus the West Panthers. I think there'll be a little bit of blood boiling in this game. You'd think there'd be a bit of feeling in it. Like, seriously, how many ex-Panthers have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brent Naden played for them as well, didn't he? So, 5 ex-Panthers players. So, just under a third of the Tigers are Panthers. It's ridiculous. Anyway, as for changes, superstars Nathan Cleary and Isaiah Yeo return from a post-origin rest while Liam Martin has been listed among the reserves. Star winger Brian To'o has been named to play despite an ongoing knee and hamstring concerns. That's bizarre. Centre Isaac Tuggo returns from suspension, pushes Paul Alamotti to 18th man. Brad Schneider slides to the bench, and Jack Cole makes way. So it's all aboard the Cleary train. I'll be trading him in this week if I don't decide to go Isaiah Katoa as a pod. One of them is coming into my team. Any To'o owners, I'd be a little bit worried. I think he now falls into the category of players where if you've got him, keep him and just keep an eye on it. But if you don't have him, don't buy him. Because even without the injury concern, I feel like there are better options. And the fact that there is injury concern there just line through it for me. For the Tigers, former Rabbitoh Isaac Thompson will play his first game for the Tigers after scoring 12 tries in 18 New South Wales Cup appearances for West. Charlie Staines is the man to make way. Appy Coruscant is named to start after coming off the bench. So nothing too relevant for the Tigers there. We can gloss over them. For the Rabbitohs, I'm immediately seeing that Jai Gray's back in at fullback over Johnston. So there goes the Johnston at fullback play long term, unfortunately. But there still is a pod play there. Like he's going for the Ken Irvine record. He's going to be hungry for tries. The team aren't making finals this year, so you could kind of expect them to kind of get on his back and try and get him there. I won't be doing it myself. And now that I've seen the halves pairing, I don't think you should either. Yeah, nah, fuck that. Scratch all that. Don't touch the Rabbitohs. Anyway, return of Jai Gray from a thumb injury sees Alex Johnston revert to the wing, Tass move to centre, Ewan Aitken to the back row. Okay, there's a little bit of relevance for the Rabbitohs. Aitken has been pretty good at second row. So with the injury carnage going on up there, if you want to downgrade to a Ewan Aitken from a more expensive injured player, you can do that. But for me, I don't know, he's just not quite keeper status. Like, he's a fine second row 4, or maybe even 5, but I would probably only be bringing him in if it was to make the money work, because he is good enough. Because he is good enough to bring in and just get you a reasonable score every week if you need to free up some money. But if you don't need to free up some money, then there's definitely better options. Englishman Dodd stays at halfback for the first time this season with Jamie Humphries sidelined. The loss of Keon and Peter Marmazella sees Sean Kepi push into the starting side and debutant Ashton Ward and Ryan Gray join the bench. I feel for you, Rabbitohs supporters. It is carnage over at that club. Like, I don't know what they're fucking doing to the players, but they need to chill. For the Sharks, Jesse Ramian returns after missing the Roosters game with a hamstring injury, but Britton Nickera will miss the match. Billy Burns comes into the starting side in the second row, and Daniel Atkinson joins the bench. Am I crazy, or is that... Have we got 2 Billy Burnses? Braden Burns. Okay. So, of course, the way more Supercoach relevant guy in Nickera is the one to miss the match. Unlucky if you've got him. Just hold on to him. He'll be back next week. Not the biggest deal, but still a pain in the ass. Raiders versus Knights. This could be a fucking bloodbath. I just don't know if the Knights have it in them to go toe-to-toe with the Raiders. If I was a Newcastle fan, I may even skip watching this one, because it's like, just look at the forward packs. Like, it's just... The Raiders forwards are just another level. Anyway, changes. The loss of Seb Chris sees Simi Sasagi move into the starting side, and centre Noel Martin joins the bench. We don't care. For the Knights, just the one change in the 17 with Jack I can't fucking talk! Jack Hetherington recalled on the interchange after 4 games in New South Wales Cup. Thomas Kant moving into 18th man. Brody Jones listed among the reserves. Blah, 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 fucking blah. I can't give a fuck about anything happening in that game. Bulldogs Seagulls. Turbo named at centre again. I don't know whether there is an opportunity for him to get the centre duel. I seem to recall some chat about like there being a set amount of periods where players can earn a dual position status. And I think once the third one has already been done, there might be no more for the year. It's entirely possible that I am completely wrong and he gets a centre wing duel. It'd be fucking nice. This is the best Manly's forward pack has looked in fucking ages. Lodge, Tavanga, Takaiaho, Olakawatu, Ben Trbojevic, Jake Trbojevic. I think Manly get it done over the Bulldogs this week. I really do. We're starting to hit some form. We got 3 on the trot. Bulldogs are kind of slipping up a bit with their... Bulldogs have slipped up just that little bit, and they definitely will want revenge on us for the finals last year, but I think this could be a really good game. As for changes, Bronson Xerri is back from a groin injury, so Ernie Tuala... I've been saying his name wrong. Inari. I like Ernie. I'm going to call him Ernie. Tuala slides to the wing and Jethro Rinakama makes way. No! I fucking needed him this week. Shit. Oh well, it was a nice little fling on a night out, but I forgot to get his number and he's gone forever. Sam Hughes returns to the side at prop and Josh Curran reverts to the bench to fill the void left by Tupanua. For the Seagulls, back rower Hamoli Olakwatu has been named in a return from a shoulder injury in the only change to the side that stunned the Storm. Waddell to the bench, Talau to 18th man. Man, what's Talau got to do to get on the field, man? I feel so bad for him. Simpkin has been named to play despite failing to return to the field in Melbourne after a head injury assessment. Cool. I'm starting to feel good about Manly again, where this could be the beginning of us starting to peak at the right time of the year. Manly 13 plus. Let's fucking go. That's it. Let's figure out my fucking team now. So, obviously, we want Cleary. However, with Munster not being named and Rena Karma not being named, that puts me short one player unless I play Owen Paddy. And you know what? Against the Knights. Yep, that's easy enough. The Panthers have the Tigers this week. Do I want to save trades and not get Cleary? That is a scary thought. To start with, let's see how much we actually need. 187k. So I think 6 trades left. If I was to nuff out Keon, bank a fuck ton of cash, that gives me money to get Cleary, 200k left over, and leaves me with 4 trades. Scary. Yeah, so Cleary is the most traded in by some margin. So if I don't get him and he goes huge, it's going to hurt. I'm not going to be able to make that decision now. I'm going to have to stare at spreadsheets for 6 hours before I can figure out what I want to do there, but at least I do have the option to not trade and still field a full team, so I'm happy with that. As for the captain and vice captain, I've still got it on Dylan Edwards. Sure, Cleary coming back, he may take some points off him, but he's still a workhorse. If Dill manages to score a try, he's pretty much locked in for a 90 or an 100, so I'm happy with that. And I've gone for a little bit of a flyer, the VC on Ezra Mam against the Eels. I feel like Ezra is a player that can go get like an 130, 140. And I don't think he's very owned. 12% of teams, so he's not really a pod. But I can't imagine too many people have the VC on him. So if he does come out and go massive, that could be a big point of difference for me. So that's what I'm going with. I'll probably be too scared to not get Cleary and get him in later in the week, but we'll see what happens. Cool, that'll do it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the support you guys have been showing over the last few videos. Keep it coming. The bigger this channel gets, the more money I can give away. So let me bribe my way to some subs. Rightio, good luck in round 21. Uru.